Well, well, welcome everybody to a brand new video, and as the title suggests, today we are going to be overviewing a Paladin account, Nephew 666, also one of the top killing accounts in the game, and one of the accounts that I have had the pleasure of playing for the last more than half a year, and honestly, it's been an amazing journey because I remember when I started playing it and how much it's progressed in every aspect. And I want to give a massive shout out to the owner Joanna for allowing me to play it. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome experience. But without getting further distracted, let's get into the actual overview. Um, so first things first, we're gonna get the boring stuff out of the way. Which is just taking a look into the most common setups like I don't know, full manor. Of course the build is full infirms. We don't even have a single manor, so we can have as many infirmary space as possible. We also have full food production setups just in case we get captain outside of outside of the champion plate, so we do not lose as much food. And of course the rest is just casual, though these buildings need to be leveled up. Um, Next up, the heroes. The heroes are looking quite nice. Magmaroid is maxed out, Chronicler, Curse Hunter, Snail Princess. I'm not even gonna read the names, you can just see it yourself. A lot of pay-to-play heroes are finished, done with, and looking pretty amazing. Unfortunately, Boommeister is not finished. We have had quite a few losses in Dragon Arena, not necessarily in PMC. We've actually only had victories in PMC, but we've been in other guilds playing Dragon Arena and it's been underperforming, so we haven't had it finished. Femme Fatale, it's not finished. It's not really a necessary hero to finish. It's not that good, in my opinion. Um, this boy, what's his name? Dark Magister? No, Dark Follower. It's a good hero for passive training speed and research speed, but it's not necessarily needed. Pegasus isn't necessarily needed either. That's why it's not finished. Vengeful Centaur not necessarily needed, though, so that's why it's not finished. Necroduke and Sandsage just simply haven't been finished yet. And of course, just enough of the medals for the Lightweaver to have it unlocked as an avatar, which we do have it used for. Next up, I'm gonna show you the bags. The bags are quite nice. I remember back in the day when they were more stacked, but as you know, as of recent, we've been hunting for a lot of kills, so the bags haven't been looking all that well. But still, definitely not bad looking. The resources I'll show you in a bit. Speed ups, they're not looking bad themselves. Um, Quite a few training speed ups, quite a few boots. I mean, this would be a perfect account to go into Baron and Emperor and solo out with, I guess. You know, covered with anti-solo. Quite a hefty amount of research speed ups. I mean, the 15-minute ones have been maxed out. A few carpets, not that many though. A lot of wall speed ups, a few healing speed ups, some merging speed ups, and a few of those packed merging boosts. Shields, of course, it's stacked on shields because whom even shields 1.6 billion account. Quite a few number of anti-scouts, and the attack boosts are not that bad. Only 170%, which is not necessarily a lot, but you know, at least one is there, and then quite a bit of a number on the 50% army attack. And the rest is quite irrelevant, I would say. Chests, you know, it's one of those accounts where you just start loading up chests on it, you just don't open them because, well, you're gonna continue stacking them and you don't need them anymore, you know. It's like these chests you kind of open, I guess, but nothing else necessarily, not even the hood claws. You guys are gonna see that in a second. And of course the gold chalice reward we've received with PMC recently. It's honestly amazing. Some people might not find this particularly big of an achievement, but for a small guild that works alone and doesn't have any allies, of course talking about a 60 billion mic guild, I think we've done pretty fucking amazing. Next up, I did say I'm gonna show you the bags. So the bags are looking quite I'm gonna say decent. They're not bad. The wood is looking very healthy because whom even needs wood? I'm not really gonna get into the troop comp because I don't feel like I need to. You guys can I don't know, you guys can assume what kind of troop comp we have. That's gonna be left to your imagination. Let me just really quickly click this because, you know, I have PTSD if I don't. And let's just skip on over to familiars. I'm gonna do this later, but basically, Huey Hobbs been maxed out, Mecha Trojan maxed out, Blackwing maxed out, B, everything but the Poison Sting, Bonaparte as well. This isn't necessarily a good ability either, nor the Queen Bees. Like, it's pretty much a waste of your what's their call? I don't even remember what the thingies are called for using those abilities. The High Tide one is useful in some of the cases. Waterboard definitely is. It needs to be finished out with time, I guess. This is quite a lot of XP that it requires. Grim Reaper, this one is good, but it's still so expensive to use that I don't feel like it's necessary to max, because you're gonna rather wanna use Bunny or Blackwing in some cases. Hellrider maxed, Jadeworm of course maxed, Gargantua, it has the cavalry attack maxed, not the defense, and this hasn't been even started because whom even does Guildfest nowadays? The Frostwing one, of course, army attack maxed, and the reducing travel speed, of course it's maxed, and the infantry defense not yet. Hoarder is maxed. Saberfang is maxed, Mega Maggot maxed, Griffin maxed, Snow Beast, this isn't maxed because, I mean, you don't really need much greater of movement speed when it comes to attacking darkness, but why not put some extra XP we have into it. Next up we have Trickstar maxed, Gemming Gremlin, this isn't maxed because we don't gather, not even for the gems. Goblin, only the gold ability has been maxed, not the production one nor the gathering speed one. Nossaurus, the army capacity hasn't been maxed, but the attack has been, and of course the ability has been maxed. Pyrus, maxed out. Tempestite, this needs to be maxed out eventually, but not necessary right now. This doesn't need to be touched, and of course Fresher is maxed. Mole Shaman, as you can see, I don't think I'm even gonna read anymore. I don't think it's necessary, so I'm just gonna skip through for you guys to check for yourself. This I will max out because we are actually low on Anima. I'll show you in a bit. Bonehead, of course, maxed. Some of these army talents aren't though, even though they can be. You guys saw how many of those what are they called? Orbs? Brilliant orbs are available, so we can necessarily max them, but some of them are not even level 60 yet, because I mean they're pretty much unnecessary to be level 60. And I did say we are quite a bit lower on Anima, and I'm not joking. Sometimes we are, somehow we are. Anima is just kind of low right now, but that's okay. That's nothing too concerning. Next up, we have the artifacts. I guess this is the newest update to the game. That's like the most interesting, the most stat giving for the least amount of money invested, I guess. So unobtained artifacts first. We do not have the monolith, which is one of the best, of course. We do not have the Athena's compass because no matter how many chests you open, the best ones you just simply won't get. It's the way IGG works. This is a cav attack one, and you know, etc, etc. There's quite a few missing, but definitely not doing bad. As you guys can see, I can show you most of the stats received from this update are actually in attack. Some are in like training speed and stuff, but it's been mostly put into pure attack, and some of them in HP, so we can necessarily also bless them with time. So let me just show you how many it's sitting on right now. 120 stars and 300 levels. I don't think that's bad. And the stats we receive from the artifact itself, of course, inf range cav, a little lower on raging cav because again we don't have the monolith. Inf range cav with the leader, quite a nice amount, and then inf range cav with battle fury, quite a decent of an amount as well. Okay, so I guess this is like the less interesting parts. I think this is the least interesting part we've got to get into. The research, when you see the star, it means it's fully maxed, so you guys, I'm not even gonna enter the researches because, you know, it's not necessary. And then advanced wonder battles, they weren't really touched because it just gives so much might, and as much as I know, it's 60k tomes, we don't even have that at disposal, so, you know, Not necessarily what we need or want, because we don't really play a lot of War of Wonders. Okay, so next up I'm gonna show you the cabinet, but we're gonna get into the stats a bit later on after I show you the cabinet and jewels and sigils and stuff. So it's looking quite nice. There's a few tempered pieces which you're gonna see later on, of course. And I know you can see some sigils in some of these gear pieces. I'm gonna show that in detail a bit later. As I said, this is one of the gear pieces we wanted to work on, but when we realized how expensive it is on hunting, because we were gonna hunt for it, we kind of decided not to, because it's so expensive, man. Like, I think we've killed over 150 monsters not to even get it to gold, like not even get a progress on gold. So we kind of stopped there, I guess, and we just kind of started working on the Terror Lash tempering, I guess. So next up, we did finish the boomerang. It's one of the pieces we are actually very proud of. It's not been the hardest one, but it's definitely been much easier than the route they dissolve. This thing drained the ever-living shit out of us. It's it's been a hunt. Of course, 6 cups, 3 blight rings, and then 3 drums. I guess one is maxed out, which is used for the blast. And nothing much particular other than that. Our jewel situation. Army assault jewels, only 2 purples. As you can see, it's not been worked on the new jewels because I guess it just wasn't necessarily that important. I mean, if they're not gold, I don't know. I feel like if they're not gold and you're not putting in 10% attack you can put in instead of the 15% HP, it's not necessarily worth it. So I think if you were to allocate them in, it would only have to be gold to essentially get that big boost you want to see. But again, a lot of extra jewels because, well, the account's been out there for a long time, and it's been worked on with time. And okay, I kind of can't see the sniper number though. Let me just fix that. But yeah, um, quite low on the champ jewels. Well, there's no extra ones because they've all been inlaid in gear, and we actually do need a little bit more because there's some gear pieces that do not have a champ jewel and they're used in blasts and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what the cabinet looks like. There's a few sigils left over extra, just not necessarily useful ones because they're green. Of course, if you can put them in, 1.5% attack is 1.5% attack. Okay, so let's get to the interesting part. I'm just gonna put us in the uh, attack talents. I don't think we have a full attack one, do we? Okay, so I'm gonna show you the blast with full attack. I'm not gonna switch switch to show you with army HP. That we are gonna do later on for the 4-4 type of gear, I guess. Anyway, so we are in full attack mode. Let me just get Fury really quickly because, well, those stats do matter nowadays. If only we could find a tile to scout or something, or like a castle. Because it seems very funny when you need something to scout, you can't find anything. Okay, so let me just also see what's on the scout report. Okay, it's empty. Anyway, don't want to get too distracted. First up, we're gonna show the infantry gear. This is what it looks like. Of course, this offhand would necessarily be a little bit stronger. I think it gives like 7% more. Yeah, it gives 7% more than this one, but we don't have it mythic, so of course the champion lamp is being used. And as I said, pretty nice of jewels. We would want to put a champ jewel in every single one of these gear pieces if we had them, but we had to improvise and put them in the mixed gear pieces over the blast ones. And so the stats we are getting from this inf blast is at 983%, but I do have to mention the 983% also comes with 25% attack from the fort. So necessarily the inf attack is sitting at 958.4 if I'm not mistaken. If I am, do correct me, but the infantry max HP is at 400%, and here's the army stats. Of course, we are missing some army HP because we did put full attack across all 3 of the troop types instead of getting the HP, so the amount of HP we would have to account for is 84%, and then another extra, actually just the 84%. So if we add another 84%, we have 576%, if I'm not mistaken, HP along those stats you're seeing right now. So that's the inf stats. Skipping over to ranged. Wait, I have to change this out. This is sometimes being used when we are hitting a very heavy target on troops, and we don't know if we're gonna walk back with our ranged. So it kind of just helps with the army HP compared to the coronet. Anyway, getting distracted again. As you can see, the boots are like in a champ jewel, but that's okay. They're not really used in mixed battle gears. Okay, so the stats we are rolling with, we do not have a fort, so 943.08% is the original stats, and the range HP is 426.11, and then as we said, another 70 something percent HP to the stats, and it's pretty big, I would say myself. So next up, skipping over to our most favorite gear set of them all, is definitely Cav. I think it just looks very sexy with 3 champion pieces and then the boomerang and the router resolve, which are like as expensive as the champ pieces, but they were hunted for. So yeah, Cav just looks amazing in my opinion. But anyway, what do you think the Cav percent is? It's pretty nice, I would say. The stats I'm about to show are without Cav attack fort, so the stats we are rolling are 950.26%. Of course, there's room for improvement through artifacts and a little bit of astrolite, but 950, pretty juicy of a number. And then 414% HP, and then again another like 70 something percent HP to the army HP stats. It's a pretty juicy Cav set. And skipping over, we did say we're gonna talk about 4-4 gear and stuff. We don't necessarily have a gear preset for it, but it's basically this mix set with switching out to the fireball plates. And of course, this is not fully rejeweled because, well, we do PvP more than wonders. So keep in mind the stats can be improved quite a lot through a rejewel. I do have a screenshot somewhere. I don't know if I'll show it in the video. If I do, you guys are gonna see it. But if you don't, you can just do the math yourself. Anyway, the stats are looking pretty nice even without the rejewel. I think it's the perfect 4-4 set without the accessories. The HP is not looking all too bad either. It's at 695.02%. And the HP is at 310%. If we were to necessarily put the champion plate in the mix instead of the fireball plate, it's a little bit more mixed up. So it's like it's more of a 4-4-2 kind of set now, but with a little bit of extra HP. You know, there's space to play around with the gear, but I don't think there's much you can do. Maybe like try to blight rings instead of the cups. But then again, I haven't really tested which one works better. But the HP does rise quite nice of a number to 737.02. If we want it even higher to 750, we just put this on, and then it's a full mix set. It's like perfect for defending, and then 750% army HP. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it of the overview. Of course, there's some other setups like speed gear. With the speed jewels, I often do swap to predator pauldrons before walking. Then it's 343.6%. Hunting gear full mythic, of course, with full gold jewels. Familiars only missing the main hand to mythic. We are not necessarily maxing it out because we don't really need to work a lot on familiars. Tier 5 troops, the gear is slowly being worked on, as you can see. Not really a big rush because our tier 5 count is good. And then the 055 preset that I often do switch to 442, and you know, depending on what kind of blast we use, it's just switched out a lot. This like the last preset which we use, just for the alternatives we need in this situation. And of course the construction set helper and the research set helper. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it. I don't think I've forgotten to show anything in this account. Uh, Let me know what you think of the account. I mean, it's sitting at 5.8 billion kills. It's ranked 59th in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not, so it's at 59 in the world right now. It's gonna eventually rise up above. Uh, but yeah, our kills are not like this guy's, is where he just goes ahead and fakes them all out. Like 18 billion kills, and he's lost 550 million troops. And then if you were to compare our kills to that guy, we have 846 million troop loss. So all of the kills are legit. Our score in KVK is very often in top 100. Actually, it's pretty much every single time in top 100 KVK. Our best score was 1,060,000,000 points, and we had 6th in the world, if I'm not wrong. But anyway, I don't think I have much else to say. I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you do like the account. And hopefully I'll bring even more action from it in the near future. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.